So this is Casey again, back with Astrologically Sound, and this is number 6 in my Mercury Retrograde series for fall 2022. And I'm finally here with my packet of charts, and I'm going to go over all the zodiac signs and how you guys might experience this retrograde season for September and October 2022. So I hope you guys sit back, get comfy, and enjoy the ride. So I think what I'm going to do is, because I don't want to rush through this so much, I think I'm going to probably do 4 signs per video, because I don't want them to be super long. I want to take a break. So I'm going to do personal signs, social signs, and then collective signs. So Aries through Cancer, Leo through Scorpio, and then Sagittarius through Pisces is probably going to be, right? Yeah, so that should be it. I think I got that right. Yes. So I will also timestamp in the description box below where your specific sign starts, and so you can click it go right to your sign and not hear me babble about the others. So what I'm doing here is I have charts here for the ascendants. So if you are an Aries ascendant, Aries, for this first video, I'm doing Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer. So if you are any of those ascendant signs or sun signs, we're going to try it out for sun signs as well, and we'll see how accurate it is. But certainly if you know your rising or ascendant sign because you know your birth time and you've plugged it into like a free charting service, or you've had a reading done, then this will be exactly your chart. But we'll go ahead and try it out for your sun sign as well and see if it works out. You're my guinea pigs. Go ahead and comment below if it seems accurate or not. So we're going to see how it rolls, because astrology is legit us trying it out. You know, astrology is plug and play. It's our ancestors for aeons back in the day, seeing if, you know, the techniques actually were, you know, the proof was in the pudding. Good Lord, Mercury retrograde is coming. So so now we're starting with Aries, rising or sun signs, and I'm going to be talking about where Mercury is landing in what houses in Libra and Virgo throughout from September 9th to the 23rd in Libra, and then the 23rd of September to October 2nd in Virgo. And because I know which houses it's landing in, I'll be able to say some information about what life areas might be affected for you. Oh, roll a thing. Oh, nervous, but I'm gonna do it. I'm jumping in. So Aries, you guys, rising or sun signs, you guys are starting off in 3 days, because it's September 6th when I'm recording this, 3 a.m. almost Eastern time, US. You guys have Mercury starting out Libra in your 7th house. So that's double. So because the 7th house rules naturally the 7th house. It's a natural chart. And so what does this mean? So, you know, you're really going to be maybe dealing with communication issues. You know, if you watch my previous videos, it's going to be reiterating some of the same, because it's really having a lookout for miscommunications in your relationships, especially if you're in a romantic relationship with someone or someone's. You know, you have to be careful that there's not a crisscrossing and miswires of communications with that significant other, because Mercury is our communication planet and also our mental planet. So again, you want to make sure that it's that, because how you perceive it, or how you took what how you take in the core the sorry, take a deep breath, Casey. I'm nervous. So how you take in the communication, your mind, how it crunches the numbers, so to speak. You want to be careful that you're not getting any mixed signals or many miswires inside the brain too. And so Libra energy in the 7th house is a lot about projection and mirroring too, potentially, for this opposite Aries. So with Mercury being retrograde there, you want to be careful that you might run into situations where people are maybe projecting their ish onto you. They might be mirroring you, or you might be mirroring or projecting onto other people as well. It might be really funny in like a frustrating way, but you might literally see people that are close to you not realizing that they're really hardcore projecting onto you, and that they're not able to see that they might need gentle coaxing or gentle reminders that, this is not my stuff, this is your stuff, and that there's a boundary between us, and that I'm me and you're you, and Libra 7th house energy is very much about mediation and harmony. So with Mercury being retrograde in that house for you, in that sign, you could definitely be pulled into trying to be the mediator, trying to keep the harmony in your relationships, or in like, I wanted to say, I'll say work environments because that'll be later in Virgo, but definitely in your closest relationships, you might have to play peacemaker, or you might find that the peace is harder to keep. And balance, opposition, and polarity is usually a key thing with the 7th archetype, Libra and 7th house. So you might feel like a seesaw, like there's a lot of ebb and flow and back and forth with people that you're close with too, and in your romantic life. And the shadow aspect also with the Libra 7th house is codependency, or a need for boundaries, and being afraid of confrontation. So you might run into people that are just really scared to speak their truth to you, or you might be hesitant. If you have Aries energy in your chart, this might not be so much for you, or you might be overcome with this energy yourself, which is unusual. But the Libran energy is usually scared, or can be a little bit codependent, and can be, relationships mean so much to the Libra archetype, so it can get kind of messy and murky with the relationship arena there. And it can be very difficult for the Libra energy to put down clear, concise boundaries and have confrontations where they're communicating clearly and stating their needs. So for Aries type people, me, myself, and I is usually at the forefront of what you're embodying in this lifetime. But for Libras, the opposite archetype, it's much more difficult. So with the communication and mind planet being in this house for you during this time for September, you might run into a lot of themes like that in the people closest to you, or you might even run into that theme for yourself in some ways. So moving from September 23rd to October 10th, it's going to go into Virgo in your 6th house. So again, I was thinking that you might have to play mediator or peacekeeper in your work environment. And you might find that some of your, you might find that you are more motivated to tackle a health issue more so. And you also might be like just really find yourself wanting to go head on with making more money for yourself, like putting money away for the holidays, depending where you're at, and what holidays you celebrate. And I did mention this in my previous videos, but I know that Virgo, the 6th house, also represents the Virgin archetype for me, in like the old Celtic tradition, where it's like, oh, it used to be like a woman that was beholden to none because she owed no debts to the society around her, and she was very powerful because of that. So as being Aries type that you are, with rising or sun sign, I think that would really click for you, because you might have, with the communication planet, the mind planet being kind of screwy in this time frame, end of September, beginning October, you might come across people that are maybe challenging your independence, because I find that the Virgin archetype is very independent in the way I see it there. And also Aries archetype is very independent too. Don't tread on me, don't cage me, and don't take my independence, don't tell me what to do. So you might have to step back and really clearly state your needs and your own boundaries, like what you were doing in the beginning of September. And it might happen more around your health issues, around your 9 to 5, how you earn your money, around your job, and stuff like that. Also routine, everyday, mundane things that you have to do, like around the house and stuff like that. So, and the Virgo is the problem solvers, the fix-it people. So you might really apply yourself to like home, like the different things around your house or your job or your life that need to have things fixed up and stuff. So stuff. But yeah, I know that I'm starting out with you, Aries. I hope I did you justice, but I think that's basically, yeah, pretty good so far. And I'm just trying to think anything more. I know Mercury can be small errands around your neighborhood, and siblings, and early education. So however you would blend that with your committed partnership in Libra, and then work or health. Okay, see if any of those combine. So then, and also maybe holistic, a holistic approach to health for Virgo. And going back to Libra, sorry, I'm skipping around, but going back to Libra in beginning of September, remember that Libra also deals with beauty and aesthetics and art. So if you're an artist or an entrepreneur, or you deal with like makeup or aesthetics or fashion or anything like that, there might be some hiccups or miscommunications, or you might be reassessing your like a manuscript or a book that you might be writing, because that's very much an artist type thing to do. You might be reassessing a fashion line that you're working on, or a series of art pieces, because Mercury has us step back and reassess, re-edit, redo. If you look at my third video in this series, I had a bunch of rewords on my index cards that kind of talked about all of the things that Mercury has us do during the retrograde too. So awesome. Good luck, Aries. So moving on to Taurus. So Taurus, rising and sun sign. You guys have you guys are starting out with September 9th to the 23rd in Libra in your 6th house. Get a quick drinky here. And by the way, I'm gonna take this moment and my amazing BFF friend Victoria Musgrove is my resident artiste for this channel. She's the one that did my intro video that I now have for my videos going forward here. I'm actually going to take an opportunity to put a Mercury symbol around this area that she put, Mercury Retrograde, that she created a glyph for these videos as well, and hopefully I'll be able to purchase even more glyphs for her for more of my videos. But I wanted to show off her amazing talents as well, and I will have her links up as soon as they are available, but she's with Flower Heart Studio, Victoria Musgrove. So please let me know if you would like to get in contact with her before she does have her website up. She's working on it right now. So all right, so but she's very Taurus, so I thought that's probably why it came up during you guys. So Taurus, hello, rising and sun sign. So you start with Libra. You start off the Mercury retrograde season the September 9th to the 23rd in Libra in your 6th house. And so Mercury in Libra in the 6th house. So Libra, Mercury, so Libra energy is all about relationships, the other, so your romantic partner or partners. And so it's going to be a mixing of your major relationship or relationships in life along with your 9-to-5 job. So we're mixing Libra and Virgo here. So you might find that you need to be like the peacemaker or harmonizer in your workspace. You might find that there's a balance that you're trying to strike or struggling with between head, mental space, head and heart, or between trying to really think about a lot of things, but then also be present in your relationship, your love life. So romance might also be something that you're really having to think a lot about during most of September. You know, earning money and getting the paychecks in September might be cutting into your romantic life too. And I'd say that, or you might find that you're flirting. Maybe you're flirting and trying to woo someone on in the work sphere as well. And I also see that Libra combined with the 6th house would also, I think, Libra is about aesthetics and art and all that, like the balance of the human body. So along with health and holistic approach, you might be attracted to beautifying your body and self-care. Interesting, but that's very much a Taurus type thing to do anyways, with self-care and the senses. So you might join like you might end up doing like spa days or a few more, maybe a retreat during this time to beautify yourself, or maybe to do some I don't know what that would entail, but some health or holistic things that would beautify you, you know. And or maybe some healing sessions as well, to be able to balance you out because you're working so hard, or you've been working so hard, because Mercury is about, again, taking a step back and assessing how much, because in Libra it's assessing, is there enough balance, and in the sixth house, is there a balance with work and with your love life, or is there enough work with aesthetic and like art? Is there enough work and health balance? Is there, you might also yeah, you might really be thinking about, do I need to spend more time with my loved ones? And then you might also find that your partner or your partner or people in your life might end up coming off a little bit critical though too, Taurus, because Mercury and the sixth house here can be the critic. So just be aware that you try to balance it out with good communication, balanced communication, good boundaries, harmony, peace, if you can. But your committed partnership there might be a little bit of critical, either from you or from them, where people might be a little bit too critical of how much money is coming in, of how much work life balance is there or not there, or when, I guess not there, it would be if there was a fight, or even, I want to say, like, how your health of your body, like maybe they're critiquing, or someone's critiquing how the aesthetics of your body, which is not cool, but I just wanted to throw that out there. So but that's the shadow aspect. But again, be aware that it might be a miscommunication, and you might even find someone that is so shy that is trying to give you a compliment on how beautiful you are and how luscious you are, but because of Mercury retrograde, Taurus, for you being where it is, that they're trying to actually come on to you, but Mercury totally screwed up their communication, and actually it sounded like they insulted you, but they actually meant to do the opposite, because Libra represents the opposition aspect, and so they could actually the opposite can have been done when they're trying to be nice. So just be aware before flying off the handle. Ask questions, okay? Now, moving from September 23rd to October 2nd for you, Virgo, Mercury in Virgo is going to be in your fifth house of passion projects, children, the self, identity and all that good stuff. So, I think you might have to pour more duty and honor and service into your kids if you are a parent. Or you might take time to reassess and pour more energy into inner child work and reparenting work for yourself. It makes sense though, because kids are going back to school this month, so it might be time to really dive into helping them with their homework and making sure that they get back into the routine of school if you are a parent, or even like an uncle or an aunt. Because Mercury and Virgo energy is about routines and getting the day in and day out kind of tasks done, And the fifth house, you might feel to liven it up, it might be great to get them on board or excited with some projects that they have going in school. Or for yourself, if you're feeling the doldrums of the mundane everyday tasks of adulting, you might want to look at, because it's in your fifth house, you might want to look at what are some exciting, inspiring projects that you can kind of bring up out of the closet and kind of throw yourself into. or that you might have put away, because Mercury in retrograde is something that let's reattack, let's reapproach something, another reword from one of my index cards from my third video. Let's reapproach an idea that I might have thrown away or thrown to the wayside or put back on the back burner. Let me get it out of the closet and let me tinker around with it again, because you might have a passion project or a side hustle or something that really made you happy that you can maybe get some money out of, because again, it's Virgo energy in your 5th house, so that that's making money out of it's usually a money earner, but not usually exciting, but it's combining with an exciting house, so that's cool. Also, 5th house is love affairs, so you might find, again, with Libra being in your 6th house in the beginning of September, you might find an affair, you might get connected to someone on the job. So Taurus, you guys might have you might have some flirting on the job scene, so that's cute. Overall, and then you guys, I squish you guys. I'm gonna move on to Gemini now. I hope that was it. I hope that gave you guys some good stuff. Hello, Gemini. So for Gemini rising or sun signs, you guys start off the Mercury retrograde in the 5th house. So September 9th to the 23rd in Libra, in the 5th house of children, passion projects, the self, identity, and love affairs. In Libra, so the other relationships. Okay, so let's get down to this. So Gemini. So let me ground myself here. Gemini. I guess my throat chakra is being activated because I want to. I got a little bit of a brain fart and I want to sing. Okay, so Gemini. So with the 5th house being love affairs and passion, and having Libra and Mercury, I have a feeling that you might find yourself texting or communicating a lot with a new person, or having it's like having, maybe you have to be careful that someone isn't getting their wires crossed when you're trying to date. So in your dating life, you got to be careful that when you're trying to pursue someone on the dating scene, in communication online, or anywhere really, that communication and correspondences are being taken as they are meant, okay? And also you might be inspired, Gemini, to go back to an art project, a passion project that you might have put away or put on hold in the past, and you might be dragging it back out of the closet or off the back burner, because 5th house represents passion projects, and Libra is all about the arts, aesthetics, writing. Could be a book or a manuscript or a podcast. It could be any type of art. It could be a fashion line. It could be a movie, video editing, anything like that. But it might be a project that you reapply yourself to, sculpting, all that stuff. Also, 5th house represents children and our own inner child. So you might find that your own inner talk, your own inner dialogue might be bubbling up from the inner part of you and might be pushing you towards, because it's in Libra, you might be finding out that in order to connect better with your love affairs, with your flings, with your significant other, or to commit better in your romance sector of life, you might be discovering that doing inner child work or reparenting work might be more beneficial for you during this time. It might be a good month to jump into a little bit of that type of therapy or modality work, because maybe you're finding that some demons from the past, some dragons of the past are haunting you when it comes to your current relationships as an adult. Some of your childhood ish is popping up, and you'd really like to, heal some of those wounds. So that's some of the deeper stuff. And because stuff like codependency and mirroring and projection can be maybe thrown at you by other people, or even something that you're throwing onto other people maybe, and it could just you might be getting tired of it, and you kind of want to be like, this is me and this is you. And fifth house is Leo energy, so that's your core identity, your who you've been. You might want to really find out who have you been since you were born, and who are you wanting to be as you keep on going. So, and then who do you meet when you meet another person? You both are solid within yourselves to make a couple. Potentially have a whirlwind romance, which is the fifth house. So then fourth house, so now going into Virgo from the 23rd of September to the 2nd of October, you move into Virgo, the fourth house of home and family, the foundation of stuff, of your life, of your chart. So end of September, beginning October, you're going into the foundation of you. It's Cancerian energy normally, so you have you're going to get into your feels. And Mercury retrograde in Virgo. So you might find that in the later part of September, early October, you might feel that you might find that you want to be a homebody more than going out and about, because Cancer fourth house is like more introverted, and so is Virgo. You might find that if you do have a job outside the house, you might just want to do your work and then come home and like either Zoom with people or just kind of like do things with your friends at home, and or really concentrate on family or what you call as your family. You might want to do an overhaul at your house as well. You might want to do construction work or really do fix-its, things that need to be fixed and renovated at home as well, because it's Virgo. You might deal with contractors and or maybe little issues in your home base, or you might deal with it might be a time to really knuckle down and deal with like bills or paperwork or health issues or whatever that have been needing to be dealt with family members or the home or anything. And I'm saying that this is something that you've already would have known about. This is not something that I'm predicting that coming out of left field, not at all. But it might be something that because my mom is due for like a knee replacement. So if I had this, it would be like this would be for my dad, because he's a Gemini sun. My mom, like right after this time period, is going to be getting her surgery. So it's like we have to get all the ducks in a row, the house ready for her surgery. So this would be true for him. So it's basically getting all the things fixed around the house so we can have everything just right. So definitely that's true with there. And It also might mean because Virgo energy is earning money, so you might want to be putting money away for your to treat your loved ones, making a nest egg. And fourth house is also about emotions in the heart space and memories in childhood. So you might feel nostalgic at the end of September, beginning of October. So if you do end up doing some inner child reparenting work in the beginning of September, it'll definitely segue perfectly into the end of September with the Virgo energy in your fourth house, because this energy is about going over with Mercury in retrograde. It's about reading the storybook over again, your storybook, your childhood, and it's about being nostalgic over childhood memories, about your family of origin, and then seeing if you've made a new family of your own, and you're a parent or a grandparent or an uncle or aunt or what have you. Sorry. What is the legacy that you're making, the kind of nest that you're making? Sorry. So yeah. And what kind of joy do you get out of the sense of duty and service to your family and to your loved ones? So I think that is good for the Geminis. Please comment below if any of that rings true for you guys, or if you guys have any questions. I squish you. So now moving on to the last of the 4 signs for this video portion, we are on to Cancers. Hey Cancers. So for Cancer risings or sun signs, you guys are starting off the Mercury retrograde on the 9th to the 23rd in Libra in the 4th house of home and family. So this is the Imam Coli, the IC, the foundation of the chart. So you guys have Mercury retrograde in Libra in the 4th house. So that's in the relationship sign of the other. So relationships. So you guys are going to be dealing with your main squeeze, let's say, if you guys have a romantic other in your life, or let's say that the main people that really mean a lot to you. There can, I think they're going to be really affecting your heart space in the beginning, the most of September. You might feel more emotionally vulnerable with your romantic partner in the month of September. And the 4th house also deals with motherhood, your own mother, and how you might be a mother, how you mother yourself and others, nurture your nurturing style and how you were nurtured. And we have Mercury in Libra here, so that ties into your current romantic relationship or lack thereof. So you might be thinking about, how does your relationship with your mom or your family of origin, how you grew up, your childhood, how is that affecting your romantic relationships now? Or maybe your struggle to find a connection romantically in your current situation. I know it's heavy stuff, but we got the feels with your own house here, Cancer, 4th house. And you might end up doing like I don't know if you'd have to see if others stuff would other like travel instances, like the 9th house or Sagittarius would be in there, but like it could be like you might want to go on a trip with your beloved back home to see your family or something, or you might get out a box of old photographs and share with your loved one, or a new date that you have, and you guys might just go like down memory lane about your old childhood photos or your teenage photos. You might you might open up with a partner or with close friends about where you come from and who you and how you are the way you are because of where you come from, you know? And because again, Mercury is about the old storybook and rereading it, the storybook of you, where you come from. And the fourth house is nostalgia, memories, the memories of you. And it's your heart space and mama. So you might get closer, you might have communications with your mom if she's still alive, and you talk and you do communicate with her. You might be talking about your romantic life with her, whether that's good or bad, I don't know. You might be having miscommunications with her about that. Be careful of any passive aggressiveness or codependency or boundaries, confrontations with that. That would be the shadow aspects. Or she might be really supportive and might actually maybe fix you up with someone, who knows. So it just depends on your situation. And yep. So because Cancer types, you guys really usually are very close to your moms. Your mom at least is usually, their mother archetypes are usually very, very important to you, whether for good or for worse. And so they might be having influence with your romantic life or your partnerships this during this Mercury retrograde, with communications and how you're thinking about it and stuff. Now for September 23rd to October 2nd, we move into Virgo energy, into your third house of communication and publishing. So you might actually be able to earn some money with this energy because it's in Virgo, but you might be going over a project again, that maybe it has to do with podcasting or a book that you were typing up, or because if you are a writer or a publisher of any kind, or a content creator where you communicate, or a singer, musician, a lyricist, you might be going back to the drawing board or really fleshing out or editing, going over the editing process for this project. And it might actually earn you some dough after the retro gets over with, because you put so much time and effort into that editing process. And I'd also say that you might, the third house has to do with siblings. So if you have brothers or sisters, or step brothers or sisters, half brothers and sisters, what have you, adopted brothers and sisters, this might be part of the month, later September, beginning October, where you feel more duty bound or honor bound to be of more service to in your relationships with siblings. You might run more errands for them or be in more communication with them. You might have to step up more in relations to your siblings. And you might also be just running around and hustling around your neighborhood, around your location, running errands a lot. I would definitely make sure that your car is running well. We had to get our starter replaced, which I mentioned in one of the earlier videos, to prepare for our own errands for this Mercury retrograde. Doesn't happen every Mercury retrograde, but just make sure that your vehicles are good. And make sure that communication is taken with a grain of salt with siblings as well. And if you do have a podcast or any kind of publishing projects that you do go over, like maybe it's a good time to hire an editor. If you don't do heavy editing yourself, it might be good to hire a second person to take a looky-loo, for you. And yeah, the fix, yeah, you might also be helping your siblings with like fixing, what am I trying to say, like projects around their house, or maybe mechanical problems, because Virgo's about broken things, like problems, like they're the fixers, the fixer-uppers. So you might be helping siblings or people around your neighborhood fix things up and stuff, solutions. You find solutions and things. So and really, Cancer, I know you guys are really usually family oriented, so I know that wasn't as exciting, but I guess it's more your guys' mode sometimes. But I hope that was informative and bring bells for you guys. Be sure to leave comments. A comment if this ends up working out for you guys, if any of this comes true, or what your experience ends up being. And thank you so much for tuning in, you guys. And I squish you guys. I love you guys. And take care. Okay, bye.